I've only been working full time for 8 months and I've already redesigned warehouses, implemented entire new product lines, and taken on way more responsibility than I could ever expect. But at the same time, a bit of my personal life has kind of taken a hit and it's been way harder than I thought. So here's the truth about my first 8 months working full time as an engineer. So I'm 22 years old. I am fresh out of college and I'm in a rotational program where I have a new role every 6 months and I change locations every year. I was blessed to be in a fast growing business line, my first location. So this hasn't quite been a first job experience just because of the shortage of people that we have, especially in young engineers. And I kind of just get thrown into a bunch of projects and it's kind of like sink or swim. And it's really nice to kind of have the autonomy to kind of do whatever I can to help and make stuff happen. So let's talk about some of the opportunities and responsibilities I've been given as a first year engineer. Like I said, I've been given way more responsibility than I expected. In these rotational programs like this is exclusively what I was applying for coming out of college because I just wanted to move around a little bit and kind of see what opportunities were out there, especially as someone in industrial engineering. It's kind of a broad engineering. You got to do quality, manufacturing, supply chain, computer science stuff, analytics, anything kind of in that realm. And so I thought a rotational program would really kind of help narrow down what I wanted to do as a career. And I was just kind of expected to be kind of given like intern projects, 6 months, you can't really make that big of a difference. So I thought it would be more learning than contributing. And I was completely wrong about that. So, like I said, one of the first things that I was put on is redesigning an entire warehouse layout. So, the warehouse at my manufacturing facility is kind of like the biggest bottleneck within the plant. And it's just because we just weren't ready for the amount of volume that we were about to start making in our business line. And because of this, they decided to run out a new building, make a new warehouse. And I was blessed with the opportunity to design like where all the racks are going to go, what our receiving, inspection and put away processes are going to look like, as well as kind of how that stuff is going to be stored within the racks and how we're going to get that material from our warehouse to the building, which has been insane. It's like a 600,000 square feet building. And they just kind of like fully trust me to make these decisions and like spend millions of dollars, which is insane. And also in my first role, I was able to start the beginnings of a new product line that we're going to be making, which was also just a crazy endeavor to kind of place upon me, like estimating labor hours, how profitable this thing is going to be, estimating cycle times for it, getting with production, ordering tooling, just all kinds of things that you wouldn't expect a first year manufacturing engineer to do. I had the opportunity to kind of be a part of and build. So that's another part I've just really enjoyed about this job that surprised me. And now that I'm in my quality role, I've moved from manufacturing to quality and I've been able to like really work on the receiving inspection process, which I realized was kind of a lagging process we had just from being working so close to the warehouse. So that has also been a lot of fun. And so like the big point is this is stuff I didn't think I'd do for even years or even like have this much of an impact. But it shows that just because you're young doesn't mean you can't make an impact. And if you kind of put yourself out there and try, and especially if you're in a business line like a growing business line like I am where you're needed, you can just make an impact immediately. To be fair, the transition was not easy, especially like in a field like engineering and just such a fast paced environment in manufacturing like I'm in. You really don't have any time or energy just because like your mornings are eaten up with getting ready for work, or in my case going to the gym before work because you don't feel like doing it afterward. Then you're at work all day, you're there for your like 9 hours, and then you go home and you just eat dinner, and then you kind of just feel tired and you don't want to do anything else, or at least that's how I feel, just because I'm definitely not an evening person. And when you just throw in a commute on top of it, easily it can be 30 minutes one way and you're just adding another hour onto your workday. It's just something that can really just drain you very quickly if you're not aware of it and you're not taking actionable steps to kind of mitigate those feelings, or kind of just like have a routine of where you shut off a work mode and just like have when you get home there's something like you would just immediately do to kind of snap you into a high energy setting. So because of this, some of my personal life did take a hit, especially when it comes to my personal goals, especially regarding like fitness and kind of trying to lose weight. It's just something that's not easy, especially I've traveled for work like 3 or 4 times, and whenever we do that, we kind of like eat and go crazy. And also just the amount of times you go out eating with coworkers, or you do really well throughout the week, Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday or Sunday you're like, I really worked hard this week, I earned this. uh it's just really easy to fall off track like that. Also, just general like creativity and reading, kind of like other things that I just like to do when I get home. You pretty much just end up doom scrolling or watching TV, and you really don't feel like doing anything else that's productive because you just feel like you were productive all day. So that's just something I'm struggling with right now, as well as your social life takes such a big hit. And the worst part about it for me is it just feels like work. Like I have to remember to reach out to my friends. I have to make an effort to reach out to them and talk to them and see how they are. And I just have to like plan and put stuff on a calendar, which, to be fair, I'm a nerd and I do enjoy to do those things, but it's just one more thing that just is draining more and more of your energy that feels like work, when it's something that should kind of be like energizing you as instead of draining you. So that's just more stuff to be aware of when, and it's something that I'm kind of being aware of as like now I'm 8 months in. I just want to kind of like reflect and think about, all right, how can I improve my work life balance, and try to work towards a future life that I enjoy more. And so all these have taken a hit, and it's not because I don't care about any of these things. Obviously, I do, or I wouldn't be talking about them. It's just because I'm young and I don't really know exactly how to balance them, and that's what I'm working on figuring out. And hopefully, you guys can help me. So let's talk about a little bit what I've gained through this experience in the 8 months. Obviously, I've worked in a huge global company, and so I've met people from all over cultures, which is huge. Being from someone that's like from a small town, went to a small college, and meeting these kind of people and just being around them with so many years of experience has been huge and a great experience. I've learned so much, as well as just like building a network of people that I can reach out to and trust. And in general, I've just built a lot of experience, whether I stay with this company or move on to a different one after the rotational program, just because I have like one, just specific deliverables and say, I did this, and two, because I just have a diverse range of experience over like different kind of business lines and departments. So it really just helps kind of round out my portfolio just as somebody who's so young in the manufacturing market. Another big thing that I've taken away is just I've increased so much of my communication skills, especially talking to, you just have to talk to so many different people, older people, more experienced people, younger people, people who've never picked up a wrench or used a computer. It's just such a wide range of people. You have to communicate with all of them. You have to talk to people on the floor. You have to talk to people in meetings. You have to talk to people in suits. You have to talk to clients. You have to talk to suppliers. Just everybody from the top down when you're in manufacturing, which has been a huge experience for me, and I've gotten so comfortable speaking to people. And one thing I really want to harp on is when you're a young person in an environment or in a business setting like this, the one thing you will always have is your energy and your youth, and people will really value that, whether you have experience or intelligence or anything else. Try to be the personality in the room. Don't try to be overbearing. Obviously, there's always so much is too much, but I've noticed like the people I've worked with, they really enjoy my personality and they really enjoy working with me, even if I'm not like the most needed person in the room. It's always just nice to kind of bring your own, like, know what you bring to the table and really maximize your strengths instead of just like trying to always improve your weaknesses, I guess is basically what I'm trying to say. And another big thing that I've really enjoyed is just building my reputation at my facility. I've really become someone that people can rely on and trust, which is huge for me. It's people that I don't even report to or technically even really work with as a department. It's just people that I have worked with and alongside. And now they trust me and they'll actually even come to me and they'll say, Hey, Cade, what do you think about this? What's your opinion on this? Just because they value my opinion and they've given me credit for the work that I've done, and that means more to me than honestly anything else ever could. Just like knowing I'm valued at work and knowing that other people appreciate the work that I've put in as much as I appreciate theirs. And so the next thing is, obviously, why do you go to work? You go to work so you can make money. I've been very fortunate. Obviously, I started reading personal finance books whenever I was in college. Didn't have any money to do anything with that knowledge. And so now that I'm making money, it's been really exciting. I've been able to grow my net worth and invest like tens of thousands of dollars, which I did not think I was going to be able to do so soon. And so now I have my savings account up to a number that I'm comfortable with. And I would really start knocking out some small personal debt that I have, and then that way I can really start focusing and getting aggressive with investing and building a future that I can be proud of and rely upon. And obviously, ring on the finger, the best part of this has been sharing this entire experience with my wife and just being able to come home and 9 times out of 10 she has dinner cooked. We just talk and debrief after the day. If anything's rough at work, she knows she knows all the names of the people I work with. She knows what's going good, what's going bad, and it's just nice to kind of have that shoulder to lean on and know that it's a partnership and not it's not 100% me all the time. So the biggest thing I've learned in these 8 months is you have to be very intentional with your time, especially your time outside of work, and just really focus on prioritizing what's important now to you, and then just like really focusing on that, whether it's your goals, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, social life, money, fill in the blank. That's something I'm going to focus on with me. Like for these next 12 weeks, I really want to focus on my dieting and weight loss to get ready for summer, and kind of let everything else kind of take a back seat and figure it out from there. Another big thing is just like I've always measured my time in hours and kind of very logical and analytical. Like I have this much time before work, I have this much time after work, but not all hours are created different. And that's something I'm gonna have to look into for my life, is knowing that okay, I don't have the most energy from 6 to 9, but I have a lot of energy as soon as I roll out of the bed, and I need to focus on tasks that give me more energy and get me in the mood to do the harder things, as opposed to just saying there's a wall, I'm gonna run through it basically. Another thing I've noticed, especially working in a manufacturing facility, is that if you're not careful, the day will just happen to you, and you'll just be fighting fire after fire, and nothing that you want to get accomplished will actually get accomplished, especially when you're getting pulled into meetings, constantly being asked to help with problems that are on the floor, and you're just like you don't feel like you're in charge of your time. And that's something that I really need to be careful with going into like my future roles and things like that, is just completely saying, all right, these are the big ticket items I want to get done for the day or for the week, for the month, whatever, and actually focus on them and don't let other people get in the way and distract me from those goals. That's kind of what I'm focusing on and kind of what I've learned for the past 8 months. And obviously, I am still figuring it out. That's the whole point of life, is just figuring it out and doing better than what you did yesterday. Because, like, I finally understand what it is like being an adult after being an engineer for 8 months, living on my own, no roommates, getting married, paying the bills, investing, all that fun stuff. And now my next step will be figuring out, all right, how can I make the most out of my time while I'm in work, not staying and having to put in extra hours to kind of figure out to finish all my tasks and finish projects, while also trying to make the most out of my life outside of work. So I'll probably make another video breaking down kind of what I've done to be successful as a first year engineer. So let me know if you'd like to see a video like that. Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys. Have a great day.